Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break. 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 Give me a break.
Gentlemen, we are recording.
Oh. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Hi, everyone.
Give me a break.
Hi.
Many of you probably just joined us from watching the Portland Trailblazers defeat the New York Knicks, I'm sure. I'm glad you all made it back home
What's
safely.
that? Why are you bringing that up?
I don't know.
Me?
I don't know. Just thought I'd have a little fun.
Hey, listen, I don't have it the worst of us today. At least my team didn't lose to the Raiders.
Who?
It's okay. Season's over.
The
guys.
NFL Raiders?
Season's over. You guys just getting the memo?
Hey, you have hope.
No,
The
there's
Pantry
no hope.
Raiders.
There's a hope.
The light has been extinguished.
Yeah, pretty bad, dude. Sorry about that.
That's whatever.
That's what you get. That's
Warriors
what you get.
17-2.
That's what you get when
That's
you
true.
sin.
Cling, cling.
That's what you get. Because San Francisco,
That's
it's a
all that's
city,
left.
is a den of sin.
You know, I was looking in the news, and I saw, did you guys see that story about the shark that they found in the lake in Australia?
What was its name?
They didn't name it, but they were wondering how it got in there. Is there anywhere in Australia that's safe to go anymore?
No, it's no. Apparently not.
I looked like a list of like the 10 deadliest spiders. 2 of them weren't in Australia. The rest, some of the worst.
Yeah, no, it's
most venomous creatures possible.
I met a guy. His name is Steph Harris, and boy, it'd be nice if Steph listened to this, but I don't know where he is. I've lost track of him. But he told me a story about climbing a tree as a kid. He grew up in Australia, and he climbing a tree to avoid a crocodile, and it waited for him for like 12 hours at the bottom of the tree until like some adults came with guns and drove it off.
Yeah, there was the story of the guy who there was like an island, and he was trying to get to it, and then he saw like an 18-foot saltwater crocodile like make him go faster. Got onto the island, and then he said the crocodile just circled back and forth like for 4 or 5 hours.
The worst part is that I believe that
waiting for
island
him.
was Krakatoa? Was that what it was called?
Krakoa?
What was the name of the living island?
Krakoa?
Krakoa?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
forgot about him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thing.
well, that's actually, and you know, it's interesting that comes up because I might bring up something that has to do with that later. Yeah.
You think Krakatoa or Krakoa is related to ego in any way?
I
don't
don't
so.
know. I don't know.
If anyone knows.
Maybe the living monolith.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So what's up, you guys? Good this week? Everything all right?
Yeah, great.
man,
I mean, all my teams are winning, so what do I care? You know.
It's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ended fantasy football 7-7 in the first season.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
It's too depressing to bring up.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's plenty
Like
of
I
people.
said, the light is dead. The light is gone.
Well, I'm
Next-
happy I
maybe
didn't
next
waste
season.
any time with fantasy sports this year.
All right, you guys excited and you ready for the show today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's get into this. The O.F.T.F starts now.
It's one for the fans. With hosts Justin Brooks, P-Train Peterson, and LTG acting as your master of ceremonies. With producer Justin Lane. This week, Flash, Arrow, Flash versus Arrow, Flarrow, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, predictions, criticisms, witticisms, and much more coming your way on One for the Fans.
I don't know who that dude is, but man, that's a
Christian,
booming voice.
It was. It's get your attention. That's for sure. What's up, guys? So, as you heard, I'm here with Justin P-Train Peterson, co-host,
Hello.
co-creator of One for the Fans.
Yep.
What's up?
Nothing much.
Anything sticking out
Kicking
for
it.
you today? Anything newsworthy in your mind going on?
Someone just smacked their mic.
Well, there was
didn't.
I don't know, there was the Suicide Squad and then Benedict Cumberbatch's strange news this week. But
Very good. Some very big casting news. We're going to drop
Yeah.
right into that. But before we do, I don't want to overlook Justin Lane here, our producer and
Yes.
resident guest.
Resident guest. You guest in residence.
Yeah.
Guest emeritus.
What's up?
Nothing, man. I'm psyched about. I was complaining last week about the mid-season finales, And now I think they're the greatest thing on earth.
Oh, really?
Because we're getting like
Coming
mad
around.
payoff on
Oh,
things.
yeah, that's what happens.
What were
That's
you
always
upset about?
I just said, oh, it's because they have an itchy trigger finger and they want to get rid of stuff and everything.
yeah.
But I just love the fact that it changed things structurally,
Right.
you know, on the storytelling front. And I just, as a geek, I just want the mad payoffs that I'm getting, and I'm very excited. I mean, yeah, it's dope.
So you're excited for some show talk today?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, let's see. There's Big Bang Theory. We're not
The
are
final
we,
season of 2.5 Men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Well, God, come on, we've been waiting for that forever, right? I mean, that's
We dropped those.
Finally.
Yeah.
So many unanswered questions.
so. Wait,
Finally.
we're not going to talk about those
No.
this week.
No.
No. I by the way, I want to set forth a motion,
Mm.
and I want to see if it passes. I would like to drop Constantine as a conversation point.
Do you want to have a moment of silence? Do you have anything to
I
say? Do
think
you have a
we
eulogy
should.
prepared?
I think we should have a moment of silence for Constantine.
And before we do that, if anyone listening is like, "Are you kidding me?"
I need my
I
Constantine.
need my Constantine. I need you to talk about it. We'll think about doing it, but if it's just like a couple people who like really like the show, it's probably not going to happen. At least in my opinion. Featuring, are you in agreement? Are you
I
done?
don't care. I'm
Okay.
still watching it.
So that's a no. You're going to watch it, but
Yeah.
you're not like, hey, I want to talk about it. Or,
I just think there's nothing really to talk about with that show right now.
Yeah.
But okay, listen. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. I won't. I'll never make another suggestion.
So you know what? If you're gonna keep watching it, then if something cool happens, just tell us what's up.
Okay.
There you go. So
Resurrect it, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So you want to do this
I see
now?
what
You
you
want to let
did
it go now, or you want to wait for the top of the shows?
For what the moment of silence?
Your eulogy, yeah, your goodbye speech.
Let's wait till the end.
Okay.
I think we should close out with something like that.
All right. All right. So big news, big casting news. You were telling me about Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes. Well, that had been rumored for a long time, but it was finally confirmed. I think something in me suspects that it was not a coincidence that they confirmed it the day after the Suicide Squad cast was released.
Right.
So if it was Marvel, like, trying to push DC out of the news cycle just
Right.
a little bit there.
And that news is Jared Leto as the
Benedict.
Joker
Oh, yeah, Jared Leto as the
for
Joker.
Suicide Squad.
In Suicide Squad, yeah. A bunch of other people, too. Tom Hardy's
That's
going
right.
to be playing another DC villain kind of person. Rick
Really?
Flag. Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Already. But, I mean, he's not the first one
Right.
to...
I missed that news.
Yeah.
I missed that news about him playing another character.
I didn't know
Yeah.
who he played, but I heard Tom
Yeah.
Hardy was going to be in it.
He's kind of like a...
You mean Rick Flag with 2 G's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the liaison, the government liaison to Task Force X or the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Who else
That was Ravage from Marvel 2099. Just
Will
drove by.
Smith as Deadshot. Margot Robbie as
Will
Harlequin.
Smith?
Yeah,
Really?
Will Smith as Deadshot, yes.
That's not true.
Oh, no, that's definitely
Are you
true.
are you
no,
serious?
that was part of the announcement.
Is
yeah.
that?
Will Smith as Deadshot.
Wow.
I missed that one totally.
No, yeah, he's the big news. Like, that's a big name.
So we're guessing he's
Suicide
just
Squad
like,
as a movie just got a big credibility
Wow.
bump.
So Will Smith is like, I want to get in on this.
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
that's exactly
Okay.
what it is.
So
He didn't get enough with Hancock.
Oh, yeah.
He needs more. He needs,
I once bet somebody that they wanted to bet me that Hancock would have
Oh,
a
that's
higher
right.
gross than The Dark Knight the summer that those two movies came out. I'm not a gambling man, but that was a bet that
That's
I
a pretty
definitely
safe
had
bet.
to take.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So Will Smith. Okay.
Will Smith is
I did
Deadshot.
not know that.
Margot Robbie,
Will
who's
Smith is
in
Deadshot.
Wolf of Wall Street, she's going to be Harlequin
Okay.
to Jared Leto's Joker,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big question there. Is Joker on the Suicide Squad, or is he the main villain of the movie?
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, it's Jared Leto. I thought it was
Yeah.
Jay Leno.
No.
Playing the
Yeah,
He could pull off older,
He could
kind
pull off
of
an older whiny
60s.
Well, they wouldn't have to
style
do any
Joker.
like
Yeah,
prosthetics on the
prosthetics
chin.
at all.
How do you feel about that? Jared Leto as a Joker.
I don't know. I think he's a good choice.
Is everyone moved on enough? Are we ready?
Oh
for
yeah,
a new Joker?
I think you have to. I
Yeah.
think you have to move on. I think in many ways it was a mistake of theirs not writing at the Joker in Dark Knight Rises even,
Right.
because he should have been at least a presence
Okay.
in that universe. I don't.
I think. Do
I'm
you
of
think
that.
part of that was out of respect?
Oh yeah,
for-
it definitely
yeah.
was. Which I agree. But
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
the
God,
Deadpool.
he's back.
Deadpool again. Yeah.
Going to confirm his own movie.
Yeah.
So now,
I'm just hoping it's not the same Deadpool. I hope they play him more like the comic book version of Deadpool and less like the shitty X-Men Origins version of Deadpool.
How likely do you think that's going to be?
I don't know.
Do you?
Okay.
Does he? Oh, I'm sorry, you meant to interrupt.
No. I think he knows that they missed the mark with him in that movie.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that was the mark they missed?
Does he hold the record now for the most comic book characters played?
Portrayals. Yeah, I think so.
Because let's see, he was Hannibal King,
Yeah.
right?
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Deadpool.
And he played a fictional, a figment of the imagination superhero in that movie with the guy, with what's his name from Newsroom. Oh my gosh, I love
Jeff
the actor
Daniels?
Jeff Daniels. He did a movie with Emma Stone a long time ago, where he's a writer and he's
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I
And he
vaguely-
was like
vaguely
Captain
remember that.
Awesome or something like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's got a thing for capes and tights, I think, and Hannibal Kings. I don't know, but yeah. When are they doing the sequel to Green Lantern? I think that's what everyone wants to know.
I don't know.
If they're smart, they'll just combine it into the Dawn of Justice. And
Yeah. Well,
Let it
they
be done.
released a whole slate of pictures. Again, it was kind of outmaneuvered by Marvel's announcement that came right after that as well. But they've announced all their movies. I'm not sure if Green Lantern is even among them.
I think they've buried the master of that thing, right? I mean,
Hopefully.
it's a shame. It really is a shame. I like Green Lantern, and I would like to see a really good version of Green Lantern. I think that would be cool.
sure.
Well, on Flash this week, they introduced the color spectrum.
Yes. Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, Jessica Jones. They
Kristen
casted
Ritter.
Kristen Ritter, yep,
Mm-hmm.
of Breaking Bad fame, and the Bee in Apartment
Yeah,
37.
she was
what is it,
also
32?
a recurring character on Veronica Mars.
Oh, yeah.
and she's in
I think you
the
remember you saying
movie as well.
How do you feel about that casting?
I like her.
I do too.
I don't know if she's the first person I would have thought for that specific character,
Right.
but I like her, and I think that
Yeah. The more I was
she's a good
reading-
fit for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, the more I was reading about why they wanted her, and the more I started picturing her in my head, and you know that when she kind of got low in the Breaking Bad series and started using the drugs, and they started to like get in a dark place, I think she could bring some of that to like a gritty character. I don't know. I like her, so I'm fine with it. I think that's a good choice.
No opinion.
No opinion.
I like it. Don't dislike
You're
it.
not okay. Good. Okay. Good. Any other news? I think that's all I got as far as casting. But
Yeah.
outside of the Will Smith thing that you just dropped on me, I thought everything else was okay.
So you didn't know about that either, did you?
No, I thought he was
that is
joking.
that is
How
mind
did you guys
blowing.
not hear about that? That was like
That
the
is a
biggest
great
piece of-
question, and maybe I shouldn't be sitting here talking about stuff I'm supposed to know, but I just didn't catch
I'm
that
sorry.
one.
I was just watching Flash, Arrow, and Agents of
Flare
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Arrow.
over and over and over again.
They were good.
Did you see the first screenshots of Vision?
I didn't see screenshots. I saw concept art.
Yeah, they just released like actual screenshots of them. Largely looks the same. The color scheme's a little bit different, a little bit darker colors.
They got to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he still's got the classic red face, and
Mm-hmm.
they look pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
Sweet.
So, what about was there any other casting news?
No, that's
That-
I think,
so-
as
so-
far as
so,
I know.
Is there any casting that is not done yet that we're waiting on? Like, what about the Netflix shows and things like that?
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten. They haven't announced Danny Rand or Luke Cage yet.
You know, because
No.
we were talking about this. LTG and I were talking about this because we watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He hadn't seen it yet, so we watched it together. And
about Mr.
Mac,
Knight? Did they-
Mac could be the actor who played Mac would have been.
would have been a good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Luke
just the
Cage, yeah.
size of that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's insane. It's crazy.
He looks amazingly.
Put
like
the yellow shirt on.
modern Day, yeah.
That's fine.
Be a sweet Christmas.
But nope. I've heard that they've got lists, like short lists
Yeah.
for all those roles, but they haven't. I guess Daredevil's coming out first, I would imagine, because
You would think
it's like that's all cast. It's actually been like previewed and stuff.
Yeah.
They've shown scenes of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think the others have even like they're just getting around to casting now. So
And it's Casey Affleck, right? Is playing.
no,
that would be funny.
it's Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
That's the guy's name. He
From
was
Boardwalk
on Boardwalk
Empire.
Empire.
Sure. All right. Well, cool. Cool.
From what I saw, it looked pretty cool. So
Yeah, and they say everybody says that Vincent D'Onofrio like steals the show as Kingpin.
yeah, that's what it
That's great casting.
and that like the way they shoot him, they somehow make him look, massive.
Mm-hmm. Well,
They-
D'Onofrio's not a small guy.
No.
Did
But
they
I mean,
cast
they make
us-
him look like comic style.
Oh, okay.
Kingpin.
They cast Stick.
Yeah, I forget who was playing him.
Yeah.
Important character. All
Sure.
right, let's transition over to our
shows.
main body of work. Yeah, let's get into those shows.
Flash.
So Gotham off tonight. We
Yep.
put Constantine to rest. So the big Flash, Arrow, Flash.
Flaro.
I love that. All right,
Yeah.
Flaro and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Highest ratings ever for both programs.
Yeah.
Really?
During the crossover.
Really?
Yeah, they got really high reviews too.
Yeah.
Let's. What do you guys want to do? You want to do Marvel first and then just?
No,
jump
I
right
think we should
into-
do Flash and Arrow first.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Because they left fewer questions, and I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about with once we get to AOS. Yeah, Justin, what did you think?
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought I wouldn't have, chosen Roy G. Bigelow as the first villain to use, but they dealt with him pretty well. And I did like the idea that the emotional spectrum has kind of been introduced on the show.
Yeah.
Red being rage, and Felicity and Caitlin have a scene talking about.
Yeah, it's
color
so nice to
color
have, and it's so nice to
psychology
have another woman to talk to,
Yeah.
and yeah.
But yeah, and then when they used the lights to get Barry to calm down,
Yeah.
the lights were flashing between red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think those are the colors that negate each other. I think rage and hope. are
Okay.
on opposite sides. of
I
the
can't
spectrum.
remember the way it breaks down in the
I can't
Lantern Corps
remember either.
stuff, but no, I mean, yeah, Bigelow, whatever. By the way, hands down, the silliest real name of any comic book character ever, Roy G. Bigelow. Especially since I don't recognize Indigo as part of the spectrum. I'm sorry. It wasn't there when I was a kid. I'm not going to...
Blue, indigo, violet.
Yeah. Indigo, I'll let Indigo in once they let Pluto back
Basher.
in. Yeah, there you go.
Pluto is a planet.
Before we get further in, do you want to reveal to P-Train my embarrassment when I?
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna give you a break.
And
on
I'm
this.
glad that because it's important because I'm glad you caught me because I would have just completely made a fool of myself.
I'm good, but I'm gonna give a little backstory. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You remember we all saw Captain America together. We all saw that together a couple of years back, right?
Yeah.
And do you remember
Winter
how?
Soldier
Do you remember
or the first one?
No, the first one. And do you remember how when we were leaving the theater, Lawrence insisted, insisted that they mentioned Logan, that Logan was going to try to recover the body or something, and it was just he misheard Howard Stark's name.
Oh.
And he insisted that someone said Logan, and we were like, no one said Logan. Anyway, so that's beautiful. It's a bit of fanboy enthusiasm. Well, last night he comes over and he says, "So did you see they mentioned Batman?" And I was like, "No, they didn't."
Where? When?
And I didn't give him any guff. I was like, maybe. And then he said, I watched it, and when Dr. Wells and Joe are talking to Barry about the Arrow, they compare him to Batman. And I was like, that was not in the broadcast that I DVR'd. So I don't think that's
I don't
true.
remember that.
So anyway, the line is, what that man does is bring a
certain light or
yeah.
something. And to me,
you
I
heard
was
Batman.
kind of just into it. And the way he said it, it was kind of like all fast and together.
He was so fired up.
And
that
it
they
was
brought
like
up
he's
Batman.
not like a Batman who brings light to his city. I was like, what? And I reread again.
And
Which just the way he said it.
And and the thing is, I at that point
I
he
was
hadn't
like,
seen
whoa,
Arrow
it,
yet.
like blew my mind.
He hadn't seen Arrow yet, and I was like, I can guarantee you they didn't say that because this week they basically admit and write at the fact that Arrow is their TV Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Arrow Cave and the Arrow Mobile, which was
Oh, yeah.
brilliant, by the way. But we'll get into that when we get to it. But I was going to give him a pass and not bring up his gaffe, but he was so excited, and the look of disappointment on his face.
I was disappointed
When it was that man. It was kind of sad.
No.
It was like, you know. It was
I was
really,
wondering why hasn't P-Train texted me yet? I'm sure he would have by now to talk about that.
Yeah, he was pretty bummed, dude. It's like someone
that
had killed
sucks.
his favorite
I'm
girl
sorry.
with a playing card.
Oh.
You had a question, didn't you? Didn't you have a question
Well,
about
In regards to Flash?
About
Flash
Flash?
or Arrow?
No, about Flash. You had a question for Justin for P-Train.
I did.
What?
I did. You know when Flash is doing Barry's workout?
Mm-hmm. Sam Ladder?
Yeah. Concerning physicality,
Yeah, well, why doesn't he get jacked?
what's your P train of thought about why he doesn't get so built?
I don't know. I guess maybe his muscles are in a constant state of flux, so they don't get any bigger. I mean, it's the only thing that I can think of.
Okay, fair enough.
So that was this week's.
It has to be some kind of weird pseudoscience-y answer.
Yeah.
That,
I think it's because muscle mass is built by actually tearing muscle tissue.
yeah, and his
he's
repairs.
he repairs
too
himself,
fast,
so all he can build is like Bruce Lee esque
Okay.
long
Fair
moves.
enough. I was actually very curious about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too when I saw him doing the ladder. That was the first thing I thought was like, why doesn't he get all jacked up?
Yeah.
When he's just But
How do you guys feel about the whole kind of opening for the Flash? The kind of romantic.
What do you mean?
You know how it opens up and it's like he like gives the flowers to the old couple.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, puts the couple
Yeah.
together and then he
super
stops.
super slow mo stalks Iris.
Yeah. What, did you guys like that?
Gosh,
I mean, I don't know.
I didn't mind it.
I don't mind it. It's
It was
you
a
know, it's setting
contrast
up
to the way the episode
yeah,
ends.
it's setting up.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and that's
When
why
everyone dies.
yeah, and that's what I liked. I liked the way that they wrapped that up. There's a lot of good comedy. A lot of good delivery.
yeah.
Diggle was
I think
brilliant.
by the two.
yeah, Diggle and Oliver both on that show
Mhm.
kind of took a more comedic turn.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you could see in Oliver's performance even that like not being in Starling
Mhm.
kind of made him a lighter
Yeah.
kind of character.
Yeah.
He wasn't like such a raging like badass as he is like an episode later
Right.
over on his show when Barry comes to Starling. His
Yeah.
whole demeanor changes.
Well, also
completely.
he did. Let's just not forget too that he did get his nuts totally crushed at the end of that episode by bumping into
Yeah.
the mother of the child that
Yeah.
he thought died.
Yeah, very, very strange. I had multiple people asking me who that character was, and I
Yeah.
had to rack my brain. To
I
figure
recognized
it
her
out.
right
Yeah.
away.
I was like,
I don't know
oh,
why,
yeah.
but I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty psyched.
And since Moira has kicked the bucket,
Yeah.
now I guess there's because didn't she send them away?
She gave her a check for $1 million.
Yeah. So now with Moira out of the picture, I would imagine it might be possible for him.
Moira's not out of the picture.
To
She
reach-
killed Canary.
Oh, really?
How's
Yeah,
that? Any
yeah,
speculation?
yeah. It
This is the new theory.
Yeah, they didn't spend too much. They didn't really talk about that at all. They haven't brought that back yet.
Well, she has Caitlin working on
Yeah.
the DNA markers.
Yeah. What do you think of the first fight?
I actually liked that first fight
Yeah.
a lot. I thought it. I mean, at certain points it's ridiculous. Like when Flash is punching him rapidly, it's like, well, okay, you won. Now you've kind of already won.
Yeah.
But I did like, the attempted escape and
Right.
like
I like the when he vibrates the
The
Paralytic.
horse
Yeah.
tranquilizer.
that was pretty cool.
So basically, he shot him with a ketamine arrow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
He
Lucky
used,
Flash.
Yeah, he used in the next episode on Arrow too. He
Yeah.
mentions
Yeah.
that he was using the trank arrow.
Same one I used on you in Central.
The only issue I have with the fight scene is okay. So people don't understand the difference between strength and speed.
Yeah.
Now, when you're hitting a baseball, for instance, strength has nothing to do with how far you hit it. It's speed of the bat. Now, strength has to do with how fast you can move the bat. But Ollie, his insides would have been liquefied
by those
if
punches.
Flash had hit him like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And that's really something that, it's like people don't realize the Hulk, for instance, has to be really fast because otherwise he'd never land a punch. Strength is useless unless you've already got your hands on something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. They that they're gonna have to work a little bit on that, but for the most part, I like it. I liked it. It was cool.
It looked great.
Yeah.
They used one of the biggest comic book gimmicks, in my opinion, where the whole shoots an arrow and he misses, and of course Flash says, you missed. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. And then, usually they do that to villains. But
You missed.
You never learn to mind your surroundings.
Yeah, so whatever.
I believe Ollie's answer to you missed was
No.
And then, are you okay? We can help them out.
Diggle, are you going to be
okay?
Okay. No, it was a great episode.
All the they're not marrieds.
Yeah. But in Flash, the other real high point to me was just the straight amount of comedy in it was great.
Yeah.
Diggle was amazing, but also just cutting from the serious argument between Joe and Wells and Barry, and then Caitlin's running with the damn boomerang flying around. They just really went for it, and it was nice to see them do that.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
I also liked how Wells kind of faked out Felicity there in that one scene.
Yeah.
I was trying to get her to drop a dime on the arrow. And then like 2 scenes later, he's like, we need to call Oliver Queen. We need the arrow in here. So it's like he knew the whole time and was just with her, apparently.
I'll be beeping that out.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I thought one of the funnier lines was when Ollie basically tells him we're training, and then Grant Gustin's line was like, oh, what, like Rocky?
Yeah, it was good. It was a great episode. It was a great episode.
Like, why are we doing this? P-Train, tell me a little bit about the Prism, this week's
Rainbow
villain.
Raider, technically.
So his name is different in the show than in the comic.
Well, they use both.
Okay.
They made a joke that she wanted to call him Rainbow Raider.
Yeah.
I have, he's a Silver Age character, a villain of the Flash. I don't really remember what his Silver Age power set is and if it's the same, but it has to do with the light spectrum.
Oh, okay.
He can manipulate different.
I'm surprised they didn't go with Mirror Master.
He'll be there. You gotta have Mirror Master.
What I'm saying, I'm surprised they didn't go with Mirror Master because it would be easy to add that kind of storyline to Mirror Master, that kind of ability.
Yeah.
And Mirror Master is a major enemy of the Flash.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just to introduce the color spectrum.
Yeah.
I kind of got the sense that this week, given that it was Flash Arrow, that it didn't really serve as a direct villain. It was more kind of just like
Well, you needed a villain who could mind control Flash,
so they can get to the conflict.
And also, you're obviously right because it just cuts to him being in the pipeline.
I didn't get that at all. I thought there was like
great.
a deleted scene.
Oh, see, I like that. I love that. I thought it was.
It's
hilarious.
like at the end of one scene right before commercial, let's go get him, and then cut to him in the jail cell. It's like,
it's just
all right.
Ollie shoot him basically. You won't have to worry about anything.
He is a kind of joke character in the comics a lot. I don't know if they've ever done the modern, like that interpretation of him.
Yes, they haven't yet done a gritty Rainbow Raider.
Maybe one day, if there's any justice. League.
Yeah, but Flash was great. I don't think I had any complaints, except for maybe that punching thing. But were there any complaints? No. Oh, and the other thing I really liked about it too is I feel like they kind of wrote away from Iris finally.
Yeah. So, they kind of broke up the little mutual admiration society that they had going for the last couple episodes.
Speaking of characters, P-Train, maybe you can shed some light on Lila Harbinger. Who is that?
Well, her namesake is a character named Harbinger. She has the same exact name in the comics.
Okay.
But she was more connected to the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh.
Harbinger in the comics was, I think, like she was the Monitor's assistant, basically. Yeah. Like she was the one who was looking over the heroes and monitoring the Crisis for the Monitor. And she, I believe, was present when Supergirl died or something.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah.
You cat the.
She became more of a Wonder Woman family character too, because after the Crisis, post-Crisis, she went to live on Themyscira.
Interesting.
That's the mascara for anybody who's
the island of the Amazons.
Did you catch the Bart Allen mess up reference?
With Quentin Lance. We've moved
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I guess
Oh,
we've
yeah,
moved on to
Yeah,
Arrow at
I'm
this
sorry.
point.
I'm just kind of combining Arrow and Flash
Yeah.
since they both dealt with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
did catch
You're
that.
Bart Allen, huh?
Yeah.
Would you get hit by? What did he say? He got hit by a truck?
Yeah,
Something like that?
yeah.
Hit by a bus? I thought was amazing was like Laurel was in the show for like 3 seconds.
Literally. Oh, well, Thea too over
Thea,
on the
yeah.
other one too. Like they
They just
just
made their appearances.
Well, but Thea's appearance in had 2 appearances in Flash in Arrow.
Yeah.
One was Flash running by her, and the
the
other one was
when-
actually
it
a
was
gag.
cute. Yeah,
it
with
was good.
Cisco.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cisco was great. By the way, Cisco is like the star of both of those.
Yeah, he's
episodes.
kind of he's creeping up
Yeah.
there.
Oh, by the way, real quick, back to the Flash though. Arrow when they're leaving and all, he's like, "There's something off
about that
guy."
guy.
Yeah.
He's insightful.
Yeah. Well, he's got strategy and what did he say?
Yeah,
and
tactics.
tactical awareness.
Tactical awareness. Yes.
And then of
No
course,
problem.
we're treated to perhaps a new character at the end of Arrow, I believe it was, or was it Flash?
Was that in the Flash? We saw Ronnie Raymond become
Yes.
Firestar.
Firestorm.
Firestar. I just said Firestar. Whoops. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Test is over, Firestar. And you
He's he's gonna be a big character, I think. Come
Sure.
the second
Did
half
you
of
like
the season.
the whole thing, the whole sequence?
I mean, it wasn't much. It was mostly about the effect and the power stunt there.
Is he gonna get that high school band outfit
Yeah,
costume?
the
Do you
co-
think
with the-
with the weird
with the
headgear?
headgear,
that
yeah.
Eventually, they
I don't
recycled
know,
for Jean
hopefully.
Grey and Gambit.
Yeah.
Well, he's an interesting character because he's not like Ronnie Raymond is just half of
Yeah.
the picture there. You've got Dr. Martin Stein. Also.
Not to mention the fact that it's an elemental, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like- it's a Firestar, Red Tornado. Who are the elementals? There's a bunch of
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing, sure. Grundy is
Grundy,
actually,
yeah.
yeah.
What about the whole bit of advice Ollie gives the Flash, where he says, guys like us don't get the girl. Kinda
Yeah.
like whole
Yeah,
stay.
I like
just
that.
don't pursue.
I like that a lot.
And then of course Arrow bumps into
Yeah.
his baby mama. So
Yeah.
And he was meaning it more too. I mean, it wasn't a coincidence that Felicity and Iris were
Right.
over there talking to each other.
yeah.
Ollie's, still sharing that little, regret for not being able to pursue.
Yeah, because remember, he suddenly
Felicity.
loved her. at the
Yeah,
end of the
so
season.
they loved her between the end of season
But
2
you love her,
and the
Oliver.
beginning of season 3. Yeah, good tingle. That's a good tingle.
Thank you.
That was very good.
Very inquisitive Diggle. So yeah, very awesome. Just kind of final thoughts on the show. Really cool. The whole shared.
Well, I think the final thoughts are going to be about the predictions for next week.
Right. No, I mean just about this
Yeah.
whole.
Oh, it was
Flash
amazing,
Those are-
and they're going to do it again. There's
Yeah,
no way
they have
won't
to
do it
now.
again.
Now
Yeah.
that it was so successful. I
And
mean,
then maybe later
the
they'll
studio
have,
has to finally kind of be, letting down their guard, or the walls here between these.
once we see Black Canary develop, and then Ray Palmer become the Atom. And
Yeah.
start
Well, let's
adding more.
look at the head count. We've already got
Wildcat.
Wildcat, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got obviously Black Canary, Ray Palmer, the Atom,
Arsenal.
Arsenal, a Firestorm,
Yeah.
Arrow, Flash.
That's like a
Diggle.
minor Justice League already there.
Yeah, and then you got, who else? I mean, there's tons of people there. It's ridiculous.
Huntress.
Huntress.
Did you catch? Sure. Did you catch that Digger Harkness was former ASIS,
Yes.
and then he puts him in a cell
With Slade. That's a brilliant idea. I can't see how that'll go wrong.
Yeah, right. So they're out.
Yeah, exactly.
They're free.
Oh, they're out. Well, they just announced that Monty
Destro-
Bennett is coming
yeah,
back
that
too.
he's
So.
yeah. So
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get maybe they'll free the Suicide Squad
yeah, I
Two.
think that's where it's going.
Cool.
and make that like Team Deathstroke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna be cool.
All right. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wait, we're not.
Oh,
gonna,
wait.
We're not gonna do predictions.
Predictions though,
For
if
Arrow
you watch
Flash?
the trailers for each respective show, you would have noticed that Professor Zoom will be in the next episode of Flash, and Ra's al Ghul will be
Yeah.
in the next episode of
Yeah.
Arrow.
Yeah, the shirtless battle.
Yeah, they're in the snow,
and
so
they're
it
doing.
makes sense.
The episode is called The Climb, so
Mhm.
it's like in Batman Begins
Yeah.
when Bruce has to climb to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And you caught, of course, the name of the Arrow episode was Brave and the Bold.
Yes, Brave and the
Yeah,
Bold.
yeah.
Yes, reference to the old DC team up book.
Yeah, yep. But which is most often used with Batman. that term.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was.
Well,
pretty
and
cool.
in the original, I think wasn't the original Brave and the Bold team Green Lantern and
Yeah.
Flash, I
Yeah.
believe too.
Cool.
But yeah, no,
Hal
it was,
Jordan
it
and
was
Barry
so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Very good.
Yeah. So predictions. Do you think we're gonna get the reveal next week of who killed Canary?
I mean, it's possible. I hope that we would, because I don't think this mystery needs to go all season.
Don't you think that's the
Right.
call at the
Yeah.
end of the episode?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, by the way, it was you, Felicity. Yeah. So there's that. That's coming. I really do think that's coming, and I think that's going to be the big reveal.
Yeah.
And I have my prediction.
So quickly, let's go around the room. What's your prediction? Who do you
Tommy.
think? Did it?
Tommy, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's Tommy
It
Merlin.
was
Not
a
dead.
joke at the beginning of the season, but I really like the Tommy Merlin
Lazarus
Pitts theory.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Raish.
Okay.
I'm not going to back out now.
Okay. And then my other theory was, of course, that it was what's his name? The DJ.
Oh, the new
I'm
the
just
new
kidding.
kid,
I'm just kidding.
Aaron or whatever. His name
Chase.
is.
I think his name is
Chase.
Chase.
Yeah. Who she was Theo was talking to.
Yeah.
In the like,
Just because I
yeah.
kissed you doesn't mean that your character should stay on
be
the show. Okay, so there's a prediction for that Flash. Will we get a reveal? Here's the question: will we get a
Will they-
reveal?
I don't
of
think
the-
they
No,
reveal
I
him.
don't think they're gonna reveal it. I think he's gonna be blurred the whole time
Mm-hmm.
using Barry's same
It's Eddie,
trick.
dude.
Yeah.
It's totally older Eddie.
It
I don't
mu-
think
yeah.
Eddie now. I don't think Eddie even knows that he's.
Oh no, it has to be. Yeah, he's just now getting on the track
Yeah.
to hate Flash.
Yeah.
That's what the last 2 episodes have been layering in.
Yeah.
So you think maybe he'll find out his identity and
Yeah.
What they're gonna do is they're
Grow
gonna write at you thinking it's Wells, and then Zoom's
Well, I
gonna
don't-
kill
yeah.
Wells. That's how it's gonna happen.
unless
that'd be awesome.
he's a new god. Then
Well, sure.
I do like the Metron theory.
I do too.
I do.
think
Too.
it's
It's a cool theory. I just don't know if they have.
I
the
just don't know.
stones.
I don't know if that's actually
That takes some
gonna fly.
stones to do that.
Yeah.
So, all right,
All right.
there you go. Those are the predictions
Cool. Anything else?
for those shows. Not that I can think
No,
of.
I'm good.
I loved them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were
So good.
amazing TV for me.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Justin, I just want them to do it again, and
Yeah.
keep this
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And don't be afraid to fly even one character over between the shows.
Yeah.
Week to week.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to do it with villains more than
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
I mean, we saw Talkman crossover.
Yeah. And Digger Harkness.
And Digger Harkness. I mean,
who's-
yeah,
he's a rogues gallery.
yeah,
member,
he's
so.
a Boomerang's a Flash villain. So I think that's how a lot of it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
All right. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
that was also quite tasty. I thought.
Yeah, I didn't know it wasn't going to be the mid-season finale until they showed a preview at the end for next week's episode. And I
And
was like,
how psyched were you?
I was like, oh crap, that's why nothing happened in this episode. Yeah.
Oh, but I thought it was a. You
Oh,
didn't
it
think
was
it was a
just
great
an
episode?
Enjoy it. Yeah.
No, but I was geared up in my head for our
Oh, I
mid-season
see.
finale.
Well, you know
And
what's
so
fun-
halfway through the episode, I'm like, why is nothing really happening?
Is this a 2-hour episode?
yeah.
But we did get one payoff, which was the ancients called them the Kree,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Finally,
yeah.
the name drop.
which
yeah.
we always knew.
we knew. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It was pretty safe. Yeah.
but it's been made official.
Yeah. Now it's in black and white there on the page.
No, Justin Lane.
Yes.
You were telling me about the whole Mockingbird.
Oh,
theory you
there was
had.
a weird conversation that she has with Mac in the cockpit, where Mac says, "You guys are back together. Okay, your personal life's your own business, but does this mean you're bringing him in on the other thing?"
Okay.
And she says, "That no, he doesn't know anything about it, and that's the way I'd like to keep it."
Yeah.
I think they're trying to make you think it's a Hydra thing,
Yeah. It's not.
which
though.
it's not. I
They're
mean,
setting something up. In other words.
It could be Avengers Initiative.
That's one of the things I brought up. Maybe Avengers Initiative or Sword or Hammer
Yeah.
or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Or yeah. I mean, I think maybe she's been offered. Maria Hill
Yeah,
is
maybe,
working for
yeah.
Stark. Maybe she's
Yeah.
been offered a position with the Avengers, and it could be something.
that could be
like
really
that.
cool. I mean, she is an Avenger in the book.
But that means that Mac has also been offered.
it. Yeah.
So who is Mac?
Or maybe there is a splinter element inside of S.H.I.E.L.D. that is
Yeah.
still working. For
Well, Mac might die. Is Mac a series regular?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Mac might be Gonzo.
Yeah, he's in a very interesting situation at the end of that episode.
I think if he is, that's
But
what
I
forces Fitz and Simmons back together.
Yeah, I think he could survive also because he is possessed by whatever that strange force is.
Yeah.
So it might have allowed him to survive the fall, and perhaps if we get the diviner near him, maybe that would.
Well, you notice the symbol came up on his hand?
Yeah.
So I was wondering if maybe that meant that he's also worthy.
Yeah, maybe.
And so it brought up the whole idea of now it's really obviously looking, come on, it's Inhumans, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's
we
gotta be.
finally get to see what we become.
Yeah.
And she says, you're human. You just have the potential to be so much
something
more.
more.
So it's Inhumans, right? We know
Yeah.
that. And so my question is, did he start becoming an Inhuman?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
Okay,
don't know.
so if he did, let's just say that,
Mm-hmm.
then they're introducing a new way to be exposed.
No, because we don't see what happens before they pull him up. We just see him in pain down there.
Because he touched like a symbol.
Yes,
on the
and
floor.
something happened. For all we know, the Terrigen mists came up. He was bathed in the Terrigen mists
Okay.
as he was being pulled up. We don't know
Okay.
because
I
they're
don't
in
know.
full hazmat suits in the
That's
next
true.
in the next episode.
Yeah.
And if he did become an Inhuman, which by the way I don't think is what happened,
No, I don't think so either.
but it's just fun speculation. Which Inhuman would he be?
I don't think he would be any.
Wouldn't be a
I don't
member
think
of the
he would
royal
be.
family.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay. I thought maybe Lockjaw.
I always hope for Lockjaw.
Oh, but then they wouldn't have had to. They wouldn't have had to hoist him up.
Lockjaw is a dog, though, isn't he? Even within
Yeah.
he's not an inhuman technically.
No.
He was a dog that was like exposed to the mists.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, but kind of stupid at the same time.
Sure, but he's awesome.
But awesome.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point. Speaking of the Inhumans, I have a Stump the Fan trivia question
Okay.
that I'm going to pose to you, Peter.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's Stump the P Train.
Yeah, and Stump the
Oh,
P-Train
God.
and the fans. Everyone can join in.
Well, I think
if
P
they
Train
can.
should try to get it right now,
Yeah,
don't you think?
I'll try.
Speaking of that, there we go. It's official now. Now it's on. Speaking of trivia, the last time we did this, we didn't bring it up on the last podcast, but the question was, what race was Gladiator? Did you take the time to figure that out yet?
No,
He's a Croatian.
I don't know what that is.
And the other question is, there's two, him and his son, are the only species left.
I figured that.
So, in honor of what we were talking about for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., excuse me,
Martel's fine.
P-Train, name me the members of the immediate royal family of the Inhumans.
Oh, Stump the P Train.
Black Bolt, Medusa, Karnak, Maximus, and then God, the weird aquatic guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember his name right now.
Do you need a moment?
No, yeah, I don't remember his name. It's something like.
Is there anyone else? Is that... Move on from him. Is that, are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
Did he leave out the one we thought he'd get right away?
Yeah, there's two he
Who?
left out.
Triton.
Oh,
is
Triton
the,
is
yes.
that guy's name. Damn it, that's so easy.
And Gorgon.
Oh, Gorgon. Yeah, I thought I.
Yeah. That was the official, by the way, that soundtrack. That's the official Stump the P Train soundtrack right there.
Stumped again? That was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good question. We came up with that last night.
Karnak was a tough one, too.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know Karnak. I'm surprised you missed Gorgon.
Gorgon. Yeah, well,
I knew
thought
you
I
knew
said
who
it.
he was,
I thought
but...
I said him initially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. But that's what I told him. I said, I think Triton's going to...
Yeah, Triton.
Yeah,
is
we
the
said
one that
Triton
always-
would be the ones to
Triton is the one that
he's
always-
tough.
trip you up.
But then he has such a obvious name once you hear it too.
Mhm.
It's like he's aquatic based and his name is Triton. Oh, cute.
What?
Oh, I just coughed up.
Are you a Myrtle?
That was me just
Murloc.
that was just me choking. Yeah, so I don't think Mac is an Inhuman, but I do want to know.
No, he's like a guardian of
Yeah.
the temple. He's
So let's keep going with that.
He had bloody eye. He had
What's
bloody eye.
Sky and what?
That's
is-
not her name.
Well,
That's right.
until we learn her name.
By the way, you notice she was wearing a flowered dress in the dream sequence. In the
Oh,
beginning?
really? I
Yeah.
did not. That's a
Yes.
good pickup.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, flowered dress.
Again, also, yeah.
And Raina was running with her freaks.
My weird theory of.
I still think he's the high evolutionary.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think I think they're combining high evolutionary and Inhumans.
And Inhumans,
Yeah.
which would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because High
And maybe
Evolutionary
he's-
has an affiliation with
Maybe,
Kree, doesn't
but
he?
maybe in this telling, maybe the High Evolutionary is like just started. Because
Yeah.
remember we saw.
I
in his
thought that's what we
flashback,
were saying. Maybe he's not the high evolutionary yet.
Yeah, he's on the road to becoming the High
Yeah,
Evolutionary.
he hasn't set up
But
shop on
when,
Wundagore
When
yet.
we saw him at the end of that one episode when he finds his wife
Mm-hmm.
dead, he looked younger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he has been aging.
Yeah.
Like in regular time.
Yep. But his wife was not.
His wife was not.
Right.
So she's something and he's something else.
I think he's the high evolutionary, and I think that they're Inhumans, and I think
And maybe he'll become the High Evolutionary by tapping into
Yeah.
whatever is at the temple using.
How about the
binary.
fake May Sky fight scene? Did you join that?
I think there's a better name than Fake May.
Mayface.
Mayface.
Yeah,
Mayface.
I thought it was pretty
Good,
well.
yeah.
That was
I thought it
very
was
well
great
I
done.
like
fight
it too. Yeah,
scene.
I thought it was really good.
I thought it was great that Sky lost.
Yeah, I thought Chloe Bennett did a much better job than I would have.
And unlike
Yes.
Alias, where she gets punched full in the face and kicked full in the face and shows no damage, I like the gore and the puffiness that they kept on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got whopped.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
She's a little out of her league.
Yeah.
Sure.
But she's showing some signs of
Yeah.
training and ability.
Koenig's awesome.
Yeah, that was great. That was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
And I think they actually are just brothers.
That would
because,
that would be really cool.
Because they were like pissed about Eric being dead.
Yeah.
You know, like they were pissed. Like, is that what you said before you killed my brother?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, I think they might just be brothers, which is
Yeah.
cool. I got no problem with that.
No.
No,
I liked all the spy technology though.
Mhm.
That's, the the covert umbrella.
Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool.
You see their...
He's not just a bureaucrat there.
No, he's great.
Yeah,
I love Patton
yeah, they
He's a
integrated
field
really
agent.
well. It was actually really funny. Grant Ward comes back, making do on his promise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
He'll
like-
be bringing Sky to her father next episode.
Yeah, I did like. There was a line he had. It was like, you better choose a side, and he says, "I did. Don't worry."
So
Did you notice it was "I did. Don't worry"?
he chose her side.
Yeah, I think he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to. He's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if
he's on the road to not necessarily redemption, but at least
Right.
you
Well,
know.
I think he's on the road to a grand sacrifice. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what they're going to have to do
he's
with
the
that
Spike
character.
of
yeah.
this show.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 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 That's actually a really good analogy. What was the other one we had? Oh, Xander. We had
Yeah,
the Xander.
yeah. We can just forever start classifying
Yeah.
characters in these shows using Buffy, not using other Buffy characters.
Real quickly, we also see Coulson shortening the leash on Fitz, trying to give him more responsibility and
Sure.
just kind of like not giving him as much time.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and he's starting to show some signs of...
And there's tension aplenty between him and Simmons
yeah.
at the moment too,
which is cool.
which I like. Yeah.
I really thought they were going to have him shoot Mac
Oh yeah, that would have been
with the
great.
real bullets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I really thought that's what was going to happen, but yeah, no, it was cool. I'm like really freaking excited about next week's episode.
I bet next week.
And I think there's going to be.
I bet it's going to be
payload.
huge.
I think
It's
there's
going to
gonna
be.
be a
There's going to
payload
be a
of stuff.
bunch of
Yeah.
reveals.
Yeah, I like that they do that. I like what they're doing with the show, where they're just like boom, 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 just giving it to you. You know, I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any predictions for next week?
Man, I don't know. Yeah,
It's not S.H.I.E.L.D. without a betrayal, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to have to be some kind of betrayal.
I was expecting the betrayal to come before too. Like, do they still have Bakshi in?
You know, they kind of
Custody?
walked away from that, but they made it seem like he didn't die.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's still recovering, I guess. Or
Yeah.
Something? Yeah, because I had always thought that someone on the team is Sleeper.
Right.
And
Right.
we just
Simmons
don't- we just
or
don't know.
Bobby.
Or Bobby.
Yeah.
And that we're gonna have them activated
Mm-hmm.
by Bakshi at some point, but that still hasn't happened. So. But that was always
Mm-hmm.
in the back of my mind, especially in that one in the first episode we ever see Bobby and
you don't
there's
actually
that-
see. You just see
don't
her walk
actually-
towards them, but you don't see the actual
the
fight.
engagement.
Yeah.
And then she just runs back out onto the roof. So yeah, I've always kind of thought she might be.
Well, with that
Condition.
conversation with her and Mac, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it does have something to do with that. Who knows? But it's
Speaking of Bobby, she looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, she looked
this
great
week,
this
by the
week.
way.
yeah.
I was
Okay.
distracted
No,
several
she's
times throughout the show.
she's a beautiful woman.
We're not gonna. Let's not degrade into true fanboy
She
nonsense.
absolutely is.
She's a beautiful woman.
Justin, you got anything to get off your chest about these shows?
Well,
any rantings,
I
ravings,
do I have a, does the Stickler need to make an appearance? That's my super villain alter ego, the Stickler.
Let's bring him in.
Well, I've already brought up the thing about the flash punching. Yeah, you know what? I do. I'm going to stickle right now. Here's a stickle. Okay?
Here's your stickle.
So
Well, I got
Mac is
your
getting
stickle.
lowered into the pit.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Mhm.
And he gets lowered, and there's no electronics, so he doesn't have his walkie-talkie, right? His fancy communicator, whatever they use, cell phone probably, with the peer-to-peer, whatever, like Sprint used to have. Boop, boop. But so he doesn't have
Squawk,
that,
squawk.
and he gets down to the bottom, and he shouts up after a couple of moments, "I
Oh,
hit the bottom."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they already knew
Yeah.
that because the rope's not getting slack.
Well,
Okay? Get your effects department, get your practicals together, and realize that they would keep lowering the cable. Come on. What, they had exactly that amount of length? Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It ruined the whole episode for me.
Wow.
That's what I have to say.
And was there anything else?
Grade
There was
A-
something
grade A
about
stickling.
the explosions and
Which about the
explosive
explosions?
arrows, or
Well, no, I have no problem with explosive arrows. What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. There's something you brought up about the arrows and the.
No problem.
Explosive
Oh
element.
no, I know what you're talking about. Oh, that was very upsetting. Okay, so some of Harkness's boomerangs exploded. Show me one. He threw a flash bomb. I didn't see one damn boomerang explode in that fight scene. See, and you don't even know the difference between arrows and boomerangs, which infuriates me. I can't win. I can't win.
I was just trying to let it all come out naturally.
Yeah, no, it's
I think it's
Oh, it's
very
coming out.
upsetting.
It's coming out
very
naturally.
upsetting. Very upsetting. You know, you get your stuff
Get your
straight,
stuff together.
or you ruin everything.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the thing?
Oh.
He showed it to me. The thing, the Colbert report
Oh, the
thing with the
lightsaber
lightsaber
thing?
thing, and the guy wrote
tweet.
the tweet. New lightsaber design, redundant, stupid, everything ruined, childhood ruined, everything ruined, or something like that. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to stickle as the
Well,
stickler.
Needs to
that's
happen.
Some mighty fine stickling there.
Yeah. Well, I'll stickle next week too. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
But yeah, I'm not a stickler for anything.
So we're all agreement. Exciting. Next week.
Yeah. it
And
should
Gotham's returning next week.
be. No, Gotham isn't on until January.
Okay, so Gotham's gone. Okay.
Yeah, no Gotham at all.
All right. Did you want to?
It's funny that it ends just as like we're all kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
we like Gotham,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's coming around.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that lasts to see if they can.
Now that they got the ball rolling and they got some momentum, they're gonna change it up and ruin it. That's my guess.
Yep.
Maybe the stickler will make an appearance.
May,
How
oh,
about
the
that?
stickler. Listen,
back
the
in
stickler.
full force.
You know how Batman's existence creates the Joker and the other costumes in the real comic book. You know, the real comic book in the comic book
Escalation.
mythos. Yeah. Well, the Gotham existence of Gotham birthed
Created
my
the Stickler.
evil alter ego, the Stickler. So, yeah.
We will wrap up these shows. Do you want to do your eulogy? Or do you want to do that at the end?
I would like to just. I'm going to say it very simple.
Okay. Stick.
Constantine, it looks like the show is going to get canceled, and I was the one who moved for us to not cover it anymore because I really just don't enjoy watching it anymore. And I just think, in retrospect, there was just no way we could save the Blighter. So, that's it. A moment of silence. That's enough.
All right. Touching.
Mm-hmm.
Poignant.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys have any picks of comic books that are hot right now that you want to maybe mention? And
Well, I had mentioned Killer Road,
Right.
which I liked a lot, and then there's a new. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. You're wearing a Secret Wars T-shirt, and there's a comic book that I believe Image is doing right now, that is insane, and it's like Secret Wars to the 10th degree.
okay.
It's ultra violent. It's brilliant. It's hilarious, and I don't remember the name of it, but I will come up with the name of it, and I'll post it in the comments area to
Okay.
recommend it to people because it's really good. I think there's 4 collections so far. Very, very good.
Cool.
I'm still just reading Saga, and the Star Wars. Marvel got the rights back to Star Wars.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In the whole Disney thing there.
It's not out yet.
No, it came out this week, I think. First issue.
Just take a look
the
at
new
it.
Star Wars. No, but it sold over 1 million copies, which is it's like the first comic book to do that in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Why don't you take a look at it this week, and then next time, give us a little.
Yeah, and I'll give you a little more in-depth report on that other thing as well. Also, if you get a chance and you go to like a junk store or a thrift store and you can find the old Atari game Yar's Revenge.
I remember that.
Oh, that
be on the lookout.
That shipped with a fantastic little mini comic book, and I highly recommend people go out and find it. I just created a run.
Wow. Yeah.
On Yar's Revenge.
It's gotta be a collector's item.
Yeah, it's dope.
I'll probably drop Thanos versus Hulk, #1. I'm
Oh, really?
That's a pretty fanboy battle there.
I don't know who wins that.
I don't know. From what I hear so far, it's not like
They're not really
misleading
fighting.
titles
Yeah.
Sure.
so far, but you never know. But I think that would be my recommendation if you're a Hulk fan and
Mm-hmm.
a Thanos fan. So.
I mean, Hulk is the strongest one there is.
He is. We'll
That's what I
see.
hear.
But
That's what I
Thanos
hear.
is the Mad Titan. So, I don't know.
Keeping on going with geek stuff. Any video games you guys are playing right now?
You're going to yell at me.
I'm not gonna yell. I will not yell.
I'm not playing MLB The Show anymore.
Okay.
I'm taking a break.
We need
so
a moment
I can,
of silence for that.
So I can, well, yes, we can give a moment of silence for my character, Buddy Love, my third baseman. Named
Hot
after
corner.
the Jerry Lewis Buddy Love, not the Eddie Murphy Buddy Love. And I took a break so
Sounds
I could
like a Beach Boy.
Yeah.
so I could replay
Does.
Red Dead Redemption. Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
have
good.
started replaying a game I've played like 20 times.
So your recommendation is go back out and
Yes.
play it again if,
Yes.
you,
Go
haven't,
backwards.
if you haven't played it.
You know what? Just play it again without caring about achievements or anything, and just ride.
just
Just
enjoy
ride,
the
man. Just get out there and ride. Camp, set up camp, and watch out for those mountain lions, man, because they are ferocious.
Anything you're excited for coming up?
Well, you know, I got to wait a long time for another Red Dead,
Right.
and of course,
Which we will be covering whenever we get any kind of news.
yeah,
About
and
that.
of course, any Mass Effect, anything there in that world.
Well, we
those-
know that is happening.
Yeah, I
so-
know, but those are the two things that I really care about in the gaming world. And
Cool. Okay.
you know, I mean, I enjoyed. I would like to see another Fallout game personally.
Yeah.
Has there been any talk
No,
about that?
there was a rumor
That's
that
Bethesda,
that
right?
4 was like, I think it was last Christmas around that time. There was a rumor that 4 was coming, and someone had created fake publicity stuff for
Okay,
it.
and that's Bethesda does
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Same ones that did Skyrim and
Yeah.
Oblivion and all the Elder Scrolls stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
P-Train, what are you playing?
I'm playing Skyrim still.
Skyrim. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your
Made a
recommendation. this
made a
week?
little spell sword character. there.
Keep playing it if you're playing it. If you haven't,
I haven't finished Skyrim yet.
I told myself that this would be the one that I at least finished the story.
You know, I will say this about Skyrim though. I never created a second character. I've always stuck with the same character.
Yeah,
But the
created
thing
a
is,
bunch of
he's kind of in a rut. You know what I mean?
you get into a rut in
Yeah.
Skyrim. Yeah.
So I figured if I,
Start selling stuff.
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
P-Train, anything you're excited for coming up?
Well, the Uncharted 4 demo
Okay.
just came out. I actually have a friend who works at Naughty Dog on mocap for
really
for
cool.
those games, and so I don't know. It's not coming out for a long time, but
You're
I
definitely
like
gonna
those
check it
games.
out.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd like to recommend once again Marvel Heroes.
never heard of it.
Magneto is a playable character. He just came out
Right.
a few days
Great.
ago, and he's really cool. They have his classic purple and red uniform, and then they have his X-Men white.
And what did I tell you? You keep telling me to play it, and I told you under what condition I will start playing it.
And Simon Williams Wonder Man.
Yeah, once
He's
he is a
coming.
playable character, I will play the game as Simon Williams Wonder Man and no one else.
And I have to say, I know people at the table probably won't agree, but the newest expansion of World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, is fantastic. I
I
played
haven't.
it. I highly recommend it. If you were a former
I will
Warcraft
not.
fan,
I will
you
not get
probably-
sucked back into
Yeah,
this
no, I'm not doing
abyss.
You will
Never.
come
This
back.
time sink.
Never again.
Subscriptions went up over 10 million,
Yeah.
so a lot of people did come back. And
No intention of
They're
playing
gonna
it.
regret that.
No intention of playing it. I like.
if you're a
the-
Warcraft fan, it's good. So check it out.
I was a Warcraft fan, and then it became World of Warcraft, and I'm not into it. You know.
Fair enough.
There you go. I don't want to play with other weirdos in other cities. I want to just, I want the fog of war on, and I want to build. I want to harvest my wood and do my stuff.
You're more the RTS fan. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, I mean, is there anything else we need to talk about?
You guys got
Any
any-
predictions? Any casting? Anything? No, I think we pretty much got
No, I
everything
think we
down.
We did a good job covering all that. Yeah. We'll see what the week brings and what new news comes out. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
there.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us, everyone out there.
Oh, we have to give a special thanks
To
our music.
oh yes,
That's
yeah,
right.
You'll notice that we have music intro and outros
Mm-hmm.
now, courtesy of Charlie Vaughn and the Daily Routine. You can find them on iTunes and SoundCloud. I
Great
believe.
band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, adios.
Yeah. See you guys in a week.
Bye.
Go Blazers.